favorite uncles back here for Cinephellas. I'm Logan Myers. It's my good zombie mate and birthday boy over there.
Hey, I'm Henry Hill, and that's right, it is my birthday. And what better way to celebrate than to talk about a TV show with my best mate?
Who, me?
Oh yeah, Norman. Norman's the man. Love his show, Ride with Norman Reedus. And, playing this character for all these years now, starting off in the Walking Dead universe, one of the fan favorites, playing Daryl Dixon once again in his own spinoff show. We reviewed the first episode way back when it premiered. We finally binged the rest of the episodes and are back with our full season review of season one of The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon.
I want him to know I tried. Hell, I'm still trying.
Yeah, these Wild Boys are back to talk about the rest of the season of Daryl Dixon, the spinoff series, The Walking Dead, that I think was on for like 11 seasons. Other spinoff shows like 8 seasons. There's no plan to stop in The Walking Dead universe. And of course, we got one of our favorite characters returning his own spinoff show, Daryl Dixon, played by Norman Reedus himself, one of my favorite actors out in the business here. But 6-episode run, he basically floats to France. He wakes up, he shows up in France, and it sets up basically this season. He's by himself. He's trying to figure out how he got there, put the pieces together, and then of course he meets a bunch of characters along the way. And one of the main ones being Isabel, played by Clemence Pussy from Harry Potter. If you guys are familiar with that, she's like a warrior nun, and it really sets up their relationship in the show.
It was going to be more cast members. Of course, it can't just be Daryl Dixon. He's going to run into more humans. And here in France, and Isabel's the perfect foil to his character, somebody that he can sympathize with and find humanity in, and continue his journey on and try to get back to America. And she can help him do this. You learn more about her backstory as the episodes go on, and then she also has a son, Laurent, who you find out has something special that everybody's looking for. We don't know what yet. It's kind of a mystery throughout the season, but we know that this little boy, Laurent, is really special, and that comes into play very much too. It's, not only are people coming after Daryl being the American and France and, always causing trouble or things happening around him always, he just has that kind of personality where, he's always around something that happens and he's always involved in something. And it's no different in this show. But he has, Isabel and Laurent to protect in this show. And that's really the heart of the show here. And of course, you have a bunch of people coming after him, and several bad guys in this. One played by Romain Levi as Stefan Cadron. He's this bad guy with the typical bad guy haircut. He's got the shaved sides, the tattoos on his head. And he's out for Daryl Dixon because in the beginning, in the first episode, Daryl doesn't kill his brother, but gets his brother killed. They're coming after Daryl, and the brother gets eaten by a zombie.
And it sets up a really nice setting in this series, in the 6 episodes, as a dystopian kind of Blade Runner vibe to it, especially the poster behind me, Blade Runner 2049. I thought it was very cool looking, much like The Last of Us, the decaying France, decaying Paris, the Eiffel Tower, just really cool, unique setting I thought that they brought to The Walking Dead. It's not the same old Georgia stuff. And this is something they should have done years ago. They should have ventured off into other countries and seeing how the zombie apocalypse has affected other countries and stuff like that. And it really brought more life and energy, I thought, to The Walking Dead. And I didn't watch the last like 5 or 6 seasons of The Walking Dead. Like many people gave up on it, so couldn't tell you everything that happened exactly. But they set this up nicely for the people that didn't really finish the show. You can see where it kind of takes place and how it happens, throughout this season. And I loved Daryl Dixon's arc in this. In The Walking Dead, he never had any dialogue. He just kind of grunted a lot and cried a few times. But they really gave him some stuff to work with in this, having this relationship with Isabel and then Laurent, the young kid. If they're like a family unit in this, and they're trying to survive, and they come across a lot of different types of zombies throughout France, a lot of terrifying big ones. and it's all about survival, but they brought something new and refreshing with this series.
Yeah, definitely expanded the universe, opened the world wide open. We know that the zombie apocalypse has happened throughout the world now. It's in a different country and it's happening there. You see the Eiffel Tower in the background, it's all decaying and falling over. And you see new types of zombies, new looking zombies, just as the years have gone by, they've decayed more and they act differently. Whereas, a lot of the times they're still kind of the same too. But, and then we get some interesting villains here and some interesting stories revolving around Isabel and Laurent, and Isabel having, a boyfriend, Laurent's dad, Quinn, played by Adam Negatis. He comes into play in the third or fourth episode, and his arc continues over the 6 episodes, and it's an interesting story, which we're not going to go into spoilers or tell you anything more about, but it's really an interesting story there, and it revolves around Daryl having to protect these people with the stakes being increased as each episode goes on. Eventually he's able to get close to finding a way to go back home. He wants to get back to America. But with all the things that are actually happening with Laurent and Isabel, is he going to be able to actually go back or not? That's the question that you're kind of left with, where it wraps up with this season. And, somebody shows up, we'll say, you can probably guess who, it's Daryl. So whenever there's Daryl, there's this other character, we'll say. But it was cool. It was a cool season. I enjoyed it. Yeah, like you mentioned, Daryl has a lot more to do this season rather than just be kind of the cool guy riding on the motorcycle with the crossbow. He doesn't even have the crossbow anymore. So he has to use other weapons, and he has to use, his intellect and his dialogue to try to communicate with people in a different country using a different language. And it breathes new life into the character. And with the new setting and the new atmosphere and knowing just how widespread the zombie apocalypse has gotten, it makes things fresh and exciting and makes for a fun series, and one that I'm looking forward to continuing on, as we know that this will continue for a second season at least, which I'm happy with after finishing these 6 episodes.
I went in with super low expectations, not watching a lot of The Walking Dead, giving up on it. But yeah, it just was really fun from start to finish. Pays homage to a lot of horror movies, episode 2, episode 3 being my favorite, with the Lost Boys, paying homage to that with People Are Strange, with the zombies walk around, was really awesome. I love that. And then episode 6 was really incredible too. The set pieces they put together, the castles they were in with zombies and moats, and like it was just incredible. Like it felt like you're, it was like a movie. It felt like really wrapped up with these characters and fighting for your life, going across a unknown land in France and not being able to really know anybody, meeting a few people along the way and trying to survive. So I thought it was really cool. Put myself in his shoes. I can feel all the dread and everything he's going through. So really great performance here by Norman Reedus. Really glad to see him get something to work with finally in The Walking Dead. And it shows his acting chops. I loved his arc, loved his relationship with Isabel and the young kid. And really what that's setting up for the next season, I thought was really well done. The last scene of the episode 6, I thought was really cool on the beach, little zombies coming out of nowhere. And, Daryl making that decision if he's going to leave or stay in France. So really well done across the board. Had a great time with this 6-episode run. Really surprised by this, and makes me excited to be a fan of this character again, and really looking forward to season 2. Love the performances here, the writing, set pieces, the zombies, practical effects. With that being said, I'm going to give The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Norman Reedus hair pieces.
I miss Merle. I wish somehow Merle could come back and be in
Yeah.
Paris with Daryl. That'd be cool.
It was like him and Uncle Steve made it to Paris on a bender.
Man, I really enjoyed this season too. Surprised me as well. Breathed new life into the franchise, taking it overseas, being in a whole new setting, new characters for Daryl to interact with. And, just highlights how good of an actor he is and how much he's invested in this character over the years. And we've grown with him. And yeah, like you, I gave up on The Walking Dead several seasons ago. It's just, the same old thing every year. A lot of the characters and actors moving on to different things, but they all went on to their separate things. And each of the spinoffs have been pretty solid so far. from what I've seen. So Daryl Dixon set in the pace for these spinoffs, and it does a great job doing so. It features a lot of great performances, great acting, great zombies, great cinematography, a nice new setting, and the stakes for Daryl are, at an all-time high here, and a lot of surprises in store for the second season with this character coming back. And is he going to be able to go home? What is home? Where is home to Daryl now? We also saw Daryl seeing his dad's grave. I think they're on the beach there in France, because he was obviously a World War II soldier that came in and died on the beach. So that was pretty cool too, that whole scene. But yeah, I had a great time this season, and I'm going to agree with you and give Daryl Dixon a 4 out of 5 les incompetents hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you Walking Dead enthusiasts out there. What did you like about Daryl Dixon? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite spinoff show? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to stay up, subscribe. Also, check out these wild ghouls on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
And now we're back in this Walking Dead universe. We're going to go to the next spinoff, the one that just premiered this past weekend. We're going to be reviewing the Rick and Michonne show, the ones who live, the Walking Dead spinoff. We're going to be covering that next. So we thank you guys for watching our review of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. We'll be back to review the new series very soon. So until then, I'm Uncle Henry Dixon.
And I'm Uncle Logan Myers, signing out until the next TV review. Cheers!